get going. Hole 1, par 3, 315. Over the creek to get in bounds. Get short of the river to stay in bounds, and see if you can find the green for a birdie.
Paul McBeth, he's got to be the favorite coming in. 5-time world champion, looking for his 6th title. Scariest player in the field, and he's got the lead to start. So important to stay in bounds on this hole.
James a little bit left, and as we saw, just low for James. You see how close Paul came to going into the river here.
Nice start.
Easy, just to add an extra element for a final day. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly calm ever at the finals at the World Championships. The disc golf gods just will not allow that.
Yeah, and I feel we should mention the 1,400 spectators. That is a sold-out crowd. It was a COVID-limited event. Spectator passes in high demand. I mean, I'm answering DMs online like, dude, I don't sell the spectator passes. I cannot get you in here.
Now, with this right-to-left crosswind, it's going to be tough to get the height right as you see Paul get it perfectly right. And
wow.
Almost drills it.
No.
And I can't help but imagine that if he doesn't hit that, that thing is definitely juiced long out of bounds. So a really good break as well.
I totally agree. If he clears that log in the air, he's out of bounds and he's going to a drop zone.
And unlike Paul, he kind of took a little bit off. So did Kevin. So that height that I was talking about was super important as
James Conrad with his first birdie.
Or two. Two would be nice. Two would be really nice as well.
Hole 3 at the fort is unique to the course, being only one of a few with elevation. Normally, you could use this 34-foot drop in elevation to your advantage to make sure you clear this OB River, but not here. These guardian trees make it tough to aim down. Now playing true to this intimidating 516-foot number, things can get a bit dicey. Par is good on hole 3, but let's see how it plays out.
Wind is such an important factor here.
McBeth long on the first 2 holes, both holes with almost no room long. So you can tell he is aggressive today. This is wide and high and crushed. Can it find a way through those trees?
Today a helping wind, right to left tail.
Oh, wow.
So it's easier. You can hang it out wide and let the wind kind of help you take it into the left side, and that's going to leave him another putt for birdie. These guys obviously possess the power to not have to really give it everything they have, and so it's honestly a comfortable distance for them.
This is looking pretty good as well. If this gets
A little bit short left,
yeah.
maybe, but not too bad.
Oh, that's fine. The crowd likes that.
James lining up a long look for birdie. And James still has some distance here for his par.
Oh, no. James going to suffer an early bogey and many looks. From the outrageous glasses to the flowy llama-like hair. Man of many styles and talent.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Hole 4, par 4, 655 feet. This is one of the hardest holes. You heard it from Germ. The tunnel you have to hit has just a little bit of a left jog in it before you find the corner. That makes this hole so difficult to hit the line to get all the way up there to access the green. I have not personally ever seen a human do it. I know that people do it, but me personally, I've not seen it happen. It is that difficult.
And if it was just called a par 5, the score range on it, the average score would play as a pretty decent par 5 at 4.63. I mean,
That one had a bit of a chance if he could have got inside that last tree. On the left, behind trees on a hole that breaks left, he's going to have very limited options.
This is becoming my favorite hole on the course. because if you are off the fairway, it is so punishing. That's why this kick that James just got was so favorable, because left and right is just a pitch up.
Yeah, it allows him to actually throw with quite a bit of speed, and he has done an amazing job just getting around the corner. That sets up a very manageable third shot to the pin.
Okay, that's going to be really tough from there, which is
Wow.
very scary.
Yeah, this is not a great spot. Needs to get left, but not too left.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at, we're even seeing a sidearm from James. Gets a nice kick. He's going to have a look.
Yep. Oh, no.
And it's going to be back-to-back bogeys for James early.
Yeah, and you just cannot afford to take bogeys on this course. If there is a hole to take a bogey, I would suggest this one because of how difficult it is.
Yeah, not losing all that much to the field, but a stroke is a stroke either way, and he lost a stroke to everybody on the card there on the 5th. Or on the 4th. Now on the 5th. Par 4, 540 feet. This one even a more narrow gap, but the tee shot doesn't need to be nearly as long to get into position. This one, if you throw straight with the mid-range turnover or a short forehand of maybe 280 feet, you find yourself in an attacking position where you're up to the corner. You still have a lot of trees to navigate through, and you still have a river right behind the basket to keep you honest.
You're looking at a wall of nothingness. Not only that, there's actually a mandatory that he's going to have to fight his way right of from the left side, and that's really going to take.
Oh, give me the lovely kick one more to boot. I think that might have saved him from being too far. He's still out of position, but he didn't miss the mandatory.
And
All the way to 18 or to the scoring tent.
yeah,
perhaps.
and that has unfortunately found the out of bounds. That really is just there for precaution. I'm surprised to see that we found somebody kick that far. James, what an opportunity here with the. Okay, so there's a drop zone. Okay, so you don't have to play it. That's fortunate.
Yeah, very fortunate.
If you had to play that from OB, I think you're right. I think that's just a read tee situation.
Okay, now this is James, and that turnover just doesn't sneak through, and that is tough over on the right side. I mean, anything on 4 and 5 that's right and left, incredibly difficult. Great angle here.
Big skip.
That is hitting a tiny window. Well done for McBeth. All right, so James has got the guaranteed par in the.
We saw him hit a big one, I believe, first or second round from that same spot, or maybe a little deeper. Paul from range.
Are you kidding me?
This man is on a mission for 6. Wow.
50-footer. Maybe more, 60.
Here's what I want you guys to see. You see him push the ceiling that I was talking about. That's the fort. He had to legitimately hit teeny tiny limbs. It didn't cost him anything. Okay, last 2 holes. Pars are a hot commodity.
Incredible stuff there for Lance Brown.
Wow. Hole 6, par 3, 324 feet. This one has a very tricky window. Paul's going to try to get this high forehand. A little bit of flex required to get to the basket. Well, maybe not. If you go way up there, can he miss the trees?
I don't think so. There's too much that wide. The thing that you're looking at off the tee here is you just want to miss that plum cherry on the hill just barely. If you miss it by a lot, high, left, right, you're most likely going to hit a branch. But James just barely gets over the top of it, and look at the result there. I mean, it's not parked, but it's much better than Paul's. And
Okay. Call it 70. Oh my.
McBeth
Wow.
is just dialed, folks. Like, this guy is going hyper aggressive lines.
I mean, it's day 5 of the World Championships. When's the last time we didn't see him absolutely dialed?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's awesome.
There
James,
it is.
big putt there. One way or another, you're going to hit a tree, or you're going to hit a root, or you're going to get stuck in the sand, and you're going to have so many putts from that range throughout the event.
Hole 7 is a birdie opportunity, but it's a bogey opportunity as well. This one has some really tough rough, especially on the left. Our players need to hit that initial gap with a flat shot that's going to fade left late. If you keep it too flat, you're going in the water.
James Conrad, even through 6 holes.
This looks good.
This looks really good.
Maybe a little spicy.
Oh, that's just... How do you get over that log and down before the log behind it, which separates good shots from the creek?
He's probably throwing a putter. That's probably how.
That is just incredible touch and accuracy.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Here, Paul calling for this to stay up. It can slide in under. It's an
Okay.
obstructed putt, edge of circle.
Calvin, that close. Those 4 go in, and he's actually at 34 down. And speaking of 34 down, man is locked in.
To where if you don't hit exactly what the course designer wants, it's just going to be always a little tough one.
You're not going to see a closer drive. You can hardly put it any closer than what James just did right there. That's
Hole 8, you heard Germ say it. Why are trees hole? It's that same one we just saw from Chris and myself. Forehand, a popular play, trying to hit that high airspace and move right. There is that wall there if you come up short. There's also some OB on the left, and you saw those trees that guard the pin late, just on the left side of the green. So these guys have to do a lot of things right in order to pick up a birdie on the elevated basket of 8.
I'm sweating.
me too. My palms are sweaty, mom spaghetti.
Here's James going with the turnover. Very tough shot for a backhand player.
Oh,
And that is almost perfect, but he catches one of the little guardian limbs there that keeps him from having the power to get all the way there. Still a great shot, honestly. That shot shape is only done by the best in the world.
McBeth a little too high. That's going to catch early limbs, but still manages to fight its way forward. Going to be an obstructed putt.
Ooh, good effort.
McBeth, I'm sure he's nervous, but on the surface, he looks calm and ready. Does not drop the bomb, though.
Get in there.
James a little, not quite his normal putting stroke there, maybe.
And seeing a bunch of pars come up on the board could build the confidence for hole 9, par 5, 778 feet. This one is a straight shot off the tee. You'd like to get 400 plus if you've got it to get up past the mandatory and set up a shot where you can really make a lot of progress around the corner down there towards the green. That big mound is a great guardian. Really, really hard to find your way all the way in there, though we did see Paul make the eagle in the last round.
Incredible stuff from the field. This is just a dream 3.
And in today's round, we did have a right to left crosswind, which is probably the most difficult
yes.
win for this hole. But James is unfazed by that and picks the perfect stability, perfect angle, and gets around the corner.
James doesn't necessarily have an attack for the eagle play. I really believe that it requires a forehand, but he can get himself up to a long look for the eagle. And as Paul has hit first, available.
And wow, this is a spot I am sure McBeth did not get any practice from.
Forehand roller. Early hit, and now I don't think that, I mean, par is possible, but it's going to take some work.
Great, really great stuff there for it to stay in the middle, though, because now he does have just a straight shot to go. It's a stock shot to get around the mandatory.
But you have to keep it tight. If you go too straight, the angle, that's well done.
There's one thing we all know about Paul. He keeps the game tight.
You know, he's got to be thinking that. I mean, 3 back of the leader, who's in danger right now. This could be an opportunity to make some moves. And just a good shot.
Yeah, I do like that play, though. Just making sure he sees McBeth struggling on the hole. It'll take a miracle for Paul to get up and down. Maybe he's just, playing a little chess. Maybe I can claw my way back a little bit, grab one here, grab one there.
Really important shot here. Flex. Looks to be fading early.
Too soon. Just a brief moment too soon. If that just...
Shot was actually his second shot was a lot better than I even thought.
It will be a bogey for McBeth.
Hard. Going to chip away 2 shots at the lead, and that is going to make the final 9 holes at the World Championships so exciting time. And we are here at the final 9 holes. McBeth holding onto a 1-shot lead over James Conrad, Kevin Jones. Actually, a 1-shot lead over no one, because he is currently tied with Chris Dickerson from the chase card, but a 1-shot lead over 3 others, 2 shots over Calvin Heimberg. You cannot script a more tense final 9 holes.
And obviously, we need to note, as Chris is tied for the lead, he is holes ahead. And so,
Correct.
These guys, if they can match,
Boom sauce?
boom sauce, but left a
Yeah,
little
pretty
bit,
left.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of a helping win, but what happens with that helping win, if you don't keep it low like this and get it flat, it is going to drift left. This is going to be absolutely prime time.
Yep. Yeah, that is the farthest and the best angle. Oh, James, that's early tree. Long putt coming.
Chris Dickerson range.
You see how much more simple Paul's shot looks from the good angle.
And that will be the closest, the only guaranteed birdie. James from 40. He loves it. Why not? 4 down the last 5.
And he's excited about it because that was a little more difficult than even we know, I feel like.
So many difficult holes still to come. Chiefly among them is this one, number 11, par 3, 484. If you can deuce this, you're getting strokes. This is such a hard birdie to get because the line is not very obvious. Not only is it 484, but it's a woodsy shot. You've got to get it way up high, turned hard right, and then a big flex back to the left. You'd like to finish right of the basket, but that's almost impossible. You're hardly seeing anybody achieve that because you can see this branch with all these little leaders going up. It's like a fence in front of the basket if you're on that left side.
For this exact shot, once the disc gets turned over, it doesn't want to fight back as its usual flight pattern. So getting it flat, as you see that one, gets over.
He got that way right.
Yeah. Let's see if McBeth can learn from those two. Make the corrections. Widen this gap a bit.
I like it.
And I think he's made the correct adjustments. This is looking great. Can it get through everything at the end?
No.
not the last tree, and
It's the one you have to get past. Now he's going to have it with his type of putt too, the down to upward swing. It's going to be tough.
see if Jungle James is able to get up and down, and yeah.
Ooh, that was maybe running it if it could get past that tree.
Yeah, get up and down was maybe it was a little bit easier than I thought. That was certainly a birdie effort.
As is this. Oh, that same tree wreaking havoc.
Though these are tricky little 25 footers that he's making good from. Even this shorty from Paul, he's having to straddle out left, and he's only 18 feet from the basket. Those are ones you can't take for granted because very easily they can slip away. Saw it happen all week.
11 and 12 are probably the most heavily guarded greens on the entire
There's
course.
so many small trees to dodge on the way to the green.
510 feet has maybe never felt so daunting. James Conrad. Absolute
Oh, wow.
gem. Right there.
And that is the fairway that they're giving you here.
Kevin's forehand looked so good, just barely, just a couple degrees too far left. And James, Paul knows that if you don't get that thing moving left, you're not going to have a shot.
All looking upwards with thumber. Now, remember, OB Creek left, OB fence right. This is hyper aggressive.
Okay, that's a manageable par scenario. 6.
Can James put this close?
Can that
Yeah,
put the brakes?
yeah.
Brakes. Oh, yes, he hangs on.
Could be right. Can't ask for much more than circle one. And this, does it get the bounce?
What
What a shot.
Unbelievable. I don't want to say nail in the coffin, but it might be. I mean, that's with James taking a birdie and going to 34, Paul having a par putt. James and Paul are going to be tied.
Picks up one more,
Yes.
and now all of a sudden he's like,
Three-way tie. Kevin Jones at 34. 3 players in the mix.
We've got hole 13 coming up. You want to take us through this one, Yuli?
yeah, again, one of my favorites on the course. This is a shorty. But I just have a feeling at the World Championships when there are muskets, this one is tough. You have to go up left, drift something right, have perfect speed control, and if you don't throw it perfectly, that's what you'll end up. 2-stroke swing hole right here.
Is that a
This
thumber?
is moving towards the creek. What a tree.
Okay. James Conrad shot. It is a very difficult backhand turnover, and now he's left with a very difficult decision.
Makes our job really fun because now they all have that inside 50-foot look. Nobody inside the circle. This will test your nerves straight down to the core of who you are.
I think we all know who this guy is. He's that guy.
Wow.
He's
He's
that
always
guy.
been that guy. Unreal. Assuredly, if he misses it in any way,
Yep.
he is out of bounds, taking a 4.
Oh my gosh. How do you make an elevated 48-footer with danger behind on the pole in the World Championships like that? You're a 5-time world champion. That's ever creeping into your mind. Then you're going to miss that putt. I mean, how often do you feel like you've ever...
Now the par 4 14th low ceiling drive with OB down the right. Eventually you do have to cross the out of bounds creek to reach the green. You'd like to throw a low distance driver, big skip, and then set up a hyzer approach. McBeth has this roped. Can it miss these trees? Yes, it can. That's very left, but it's also very far.
Almost like a breather hole. Now you're able to get a full swing, kind of swing freely after the last like 4 or 5 holes, specific shots. Now you have stock shot. Okay, let's relax. Let's hit this gap, throw it low.
James absolutely piped.
That's a little bit better than
Yeah,
McBeth's.
I agree with that. That's straighter, so it's going to open up that approach over the creek out for first place in disc golf history as well. Second to another event that Grip 6 was the title sponsor for last year's Disc Golf Pro Tour finale. James Conrad. The fire continues. Another look for birdie.
McBeth going to get creative. Through the back door. Can it fight?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's a look.
Swing a bit compromised with that high grass. That's just annoying.
And vision compromise as well. Are you serious?
wow.
Oh, my gosh. How can you keep doing this?
Barely gets above the rim inside 40 feet.
And James
Get in there.
just sneaks that in the left side just to stay with us within his stroke of Paul.
On to 15, par 3, 313. You just saw me play it. It's got that tight gap early and then a million little trees late. Big hyzer is an option, or you just have to hit those low, straight windows. Pick one and try to find your way through.
Normal scenario, this gap looks pretty big first few rounds of the tournament. Last round, the initial gap gets small, and then the ones after that gets even smaller.
Paul has thrown a beauty, missing everything. I mean, this is how you win the World Championships. You put yourself in position, and then you execute down the stretch, putting the pressure on everyone else. James, huge pressure on this shot right here. Low,
Does it have
high,
enough to clear the log?
just not enough. Oh, it looked like it did for a second, and James, also short side of log, needs to make it. And makes
Oh
it.
my gosh, what a putt. They're saying nice park job, Paul. It's not going to buy you much.
That's match play at its finest. Okay, you're parked. Watch this. Now the pressure's on Paul, and I mean, he's just cool as a cucumber.
And Calvin has now turned into a spectator as we
Yeah.
have.
You play a lot of holes out here, but this one is in your mind. You're waiting for this one because it's a two-stroke swing. You have to stick this island if you're going to win the World Championship.
319 feet of just pure
Get down quick.
beauty.
Get down quick.
Stick. Oh, wow. Putting the brakes on at just the right moment.
And that is huge.
James Conrad, he's going for the high backhand hyzer, a riskier shot, but comes into the green softer, so he doesn't have to worry about the ground play nearly as much as the more reliable but faster green shot as the sidearm. And look at that, just sticking it.
Perfect.
Already acing this hole earlier in the week.
McBeth from 25.
Just
Beautiful birdie.
look at this stretch of the last four holes.
I feel for him.
After what we saw at Portland Open with the just evil hole 15, hole 16 is going to do that to Kevin right now at the World Championships. Really?
Hole 17, par 4, 648. You just saw me play it. These guys are probably going to go backhand turnover, try to push up that fairway as far as possible. But you heard Yuli say those guardian trees, evil. You hit one at all, you're pretty much going in the water.
And the drop zone is 410 feet, and it is difficult.
This is really high.
I like the height, though, because it'll give it a chance to work back left.
Oh, yes. Okay.
A little pinched off, though. That's going to compromise his swing just a bit, so he's going to have to manufacture some sort of scramble look.
Please get through the trees here. I just don't want to see the evil trees impact this.
James. Very
Commitment.
committed shot is that's the call for sure.
There it is.
And sliding in, and that's going to be a lengthy approach. Maybe one of the biggest shots in James's life right now with McBeth farther up the fairway.
And let's not forget, James is a USDGC champion. He has major championship experience. He knows how to win. He's done it.
This is needing to get by these. Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at the scoot. What a shot from James. And once again, match play. Pressure's on you, Paul.
Stretch of big tournaments. It's the easy ones that you need to practice.
Yep. An awkward stance from McBeth. One of the best awkward stance throwers we've ever seen in the game. And he just makes it look. His wife, Hannah, looking on, loving it.
Isn't it? Paul McBeth is outside the circle. Just barely, but you see that feather right in front of his disc.
35-footer.
How do you beat this man?
Well, people don't, it seems. This one feels 18 feet, but actually, pardon me, feels about 29 for James.
I don't know, man. This man is locked in as well. This is perfect.
Nice.
Good one going into 18 as well. I'll say it. What a week. What a week for you, Nate.
Hole 18. Oh, my goodness.
Very impressive.
Nate, what do we got?
Par 4, 650. McBeth up first. A big drive here could really put a lot of pressure on James. It's so important to have the drive in the right spot. You have nothing. You cannot manufacture it from the edge of the water. You need to push this up and left.
If Paul keeps this inbounds, James has to birdie.
Looks a little heavy on the hyzer. This needs to get
Sit.
down quickly.
Sit. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And not only does it sit, it puts him in a position where he can see the basket. So if James throws a good shot here, Paul can elect to go for the basket. James has to put one in perfect position.
I've seen so many shots not get the sit that he did and push out of bounds left.
Miss the trees.
Miss the trees. Miss. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, sit.
Oh, he stays in bounds, but I cannot
barely.
imagine that he has a play for the green.
No.
So James.
He's just laying up.
He's just going to lay up. I thought maybe he'd have to do some sort of big roller or Sky Anheuser, do something crazy.
And again, this is a tough layup. Like, this isn't easy. There's out of bounds everywhere. There is a mandatory pull that you have to get past, especially with James being a backhand predominant player.
And that's a little short, too. I'm sure he'd like another 15, 20 feet. It's going to. So no need for McBeth to do anything outside of this right here. Put all the pressure on James to throw the shot of his life.
Weird things happen.
What was that?
This is a tight little green. Both of these players need to execute now.
Super tough shot.
James 252 to the pin. It's got to go in.
I mean, he's got to get it around the corner and get it inbounds no matter what.
No.
Give me that.
No! Oh my God!
My goodness.
Oh my God! Oh!
That is why you dream, folks. That is why
Oh my God!
dreams do come true right there. Unbelievable. Sexton, I mean, what words do you have?
It has to be the best shot I've ever seen. I mean, if you account for the moment, account for the stakes.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, we're going. This is in all likelihood we're going to a playoff.
Paul still has to get up and down. Like now, there's never been this amount of pressure on one person to get up and down from 200 feet ever.
Paul has. I've lost my voice. Paul has done everything exactly. He has had the lead the entire time. And he's thrown every shot exactly how he's needed to. And he's made every putt. And he's stepped up to the scenario that he needed to every time. And it still came down to James throwing in from 250 blind around the corner. He was looking into the sun. He couldn't even see the basket.
Paul can't see the basket. This is not a gimme.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Go. Okay.
Okay.
It's the greatest shot I've ever seen.
It's the greatest shot of all time. It's the greatest shot of all time.
I can't even believe it.
It's the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, 2 outs.
It's
in
more. It's
Game
bigger.
7 in the World Series.
It's bigger.
With a grand slam. I mean,
It's more unlikely than hitting a home run. It's more. It's bigger. That's crazy.
it's not his year this year, but man, this guy, his story is not written, and neither is this event. We've got more holes to play at the 2021 World Championships that every single person that just witnessed that in person will never forget.
And we're here, top of the hill, hole 16, calm conditions.
And once again, Conrad going for the riskier shot. That tree comes in play, but it comes in soft, and that is so important.
I'm scared for Conrad. This is way more difficult than the sidearm play. And
But
that
not
looks,
for James.
Apparently not for James.
Look at it, it's coming
So
backwards.
perfect. He's parked.
This man is made out of what it takes.
Oh my goodness.
Can Paul step up one more time? Going forehand.
Looks good.
Yep.
Just
Just
needs
Check
to-
on the green.
Just sit.
He's calling it to sit.
Oh,
no.
No way.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. James Conrad is going to be the world champion.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
Paul has 80 feet for par. James is 10 feet.
It's over.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable finish to throw in from 250 feet to force it, to park it, put all the pressure on Paul. Unfortunately, he does push long into the water, and James Conrad is going to win the 2021 PDGA World Championship.
And this is just a formality.
And whether you're watching this for the first time or you're watching this on repeat for the 30th time, I hope you understand the magnitude of this moment, of what just took place in the last 20 minutes.
Just low, and James has nothing left to do but walk up here on legs made out of jello and try to tap in to become world champion.
Paul with the fist bump because
Yeah.
all he can say is hats off. You earned it. You are the world champion.
There it is.
Chills.
The things that this man overcame this year, switching companies, learning these discs, he has them absolutely dialed. And look at the celebration with his best friends. Paul with another tap on the back and a smile from him as well.
You know what 6 means for Paul, for him to be able to celebrate or give James the props that he deserved. It shows a lot about Paul's medal.
He just takes a big old chug. Oh, that has never tasted so good.
Look at this trophy, 50 pounds. The bell, the champion, James Conrad.
Now has a USDGC title and a world title. This man has now put himself as one of the best disc golfers of all time, and the crowd knows it.
Enjoy the Hall of Fame in 10, 15 years, buddy. Incredible stuff.
Wow. One of 5 players ever to win the U.S. title and the world title.
Wow, yeah, it was such a fun day. I had such a great card out there. Paul McBeth, such a great competitor. I'm honored to compete with him, and Kevin and Calvin, such great humans to be playing disc golf with. And yeah, just so much fun today. To be able to make that shot from maybe 200 feet on 18 still almost doesn't feel real, you know? Like I saw it go in, but it's still like hard to even believe. It's what I was trying to do, and it worked. Like I said, the crowd was so spectacular today. Just the energy from you all was just amazing. Like it's the best feeling in the world to feel that much love from that many people at once. So thank you all again. There were probably some nerves in play. And then also it was really tight back there. You know, some of those opening holes, like I felt a little claustrophobic on the tee pad, and it was hard for me to really just get calm and get into my own rhythm. And then I started just stepping a little further away from the group and everything, and started to calm down and started to really get my tee shots on point, and that's what allowed me to start coming back. Yeah, I wasn't trying to build up too much of a story in my head. I was just trying to focus everything I had on each shot that I was throwing, and it was able to work out pretty well for me. I just want to keep having fun, keep playing disc golf, and hopefully keep playing well. It's a blast.
To everybody watching in the gallery, to the tens of thousands of people watching online right now, give your shout outs. The stage is yours.
Give a huge shout out to my tour family and my friends, my girlfriend Jordan. Like their support, they just really lift me up all the time, and it's amazing what you all can do for me. I want to give a huge shout out to my family back in Virginia. They're also some of my biggest supporters on the planet. I'm sure they're watching in Blacksburg. Love you, Mom and Dad. Yeah, and a huge shout out to MVP. They really started taking care of me this year, and they make some great discs. So, thank you.